And what I'd like to do is maybe walk you through a simple example. So governments sign up to the idea of trade being a good idea, and globalization is fantastic, but they decide, because they're trying to protect their local farmers, for example, they decide to impose tariffs against, let's, for argument's sake, take your pick of an emerging market country. The problem is, as a substitute for the money that is lost for the lost trade revenues to those poor countries, many international voices decided that the best way to sort of bridge that gap was to give these countries aid. I won't get into the details of why aid might be problematic, but what has essentially happened is that because those countries did not have the proceeds from trade, they were not able to invest in education, in healthcare, and other public goods, national security and infrastructure. So we have seen over time an increase in both political and economic uncertainty, because many people in those countries no longer have access to opportunity. As you know, 90% of the world's population lives in the emerging market. And for many countries, 80 to 85% of the economy is agriculture-based. So it is a significant impact if there are trade barriers that do not allow the sale of those goods. So you then end up in a situation where those countries that are losing revenue from the trade regime are starting to have political and economic uncertainty. That leads to potentially a lot of violence. And you then see the massive immigration that we've seen, a lot of it economics, but also political immigration that we've seen even in the last few years across Europe. Now, the response, ironically enough, is to say we better give more aid to these countries to help secure the system wherever they've come from. But there's not a good analysis of what the original problem actually is.